Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie. So what? And that full blazer, Ramon. Johnny Quinn.
Welcome to episode 57 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
So what?
You know my guy over here.
And that full blazer, Ramon.
And you know my other buddy on the other end. Johnny Quinn. And together we form
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
Make sure you check it out, homie. I like that. The Vato pose. This is going to be the Insensitive Culture picture stance.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, shit. How y'all feeling, man? How you feeling, Dave?
I'm all right.
You good?
I'm good.
You good?
Feeling sus as a bitch after that TikTok.
That's because you are sus as fuck.
Bitch, you laughed first.
I did laugh first.
Y'all
That shit was
see.
fucking
Y'all
hilarious.
see.
This shit is stupid as fuck. Johnny just shakes his head at us all the time. We got to create this content for TikTok. And I'm not trying to sit there doing like, all right, we're going to do these dances and shit. Like, no, we're not doing that shit.
You said TikTok. That's what I thought. Dude. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, shit. Like,
no, we did a dumbass TikTok that gauges your smile and gives you like a point setting on your smile. So you got to keep your face.
Don't smile.
And then you keep the lowest score. And the caption is, if you hit 60, you're sus. And then you play this song that's sus as hell.
And then
but
you just
apparently because I took 3 shots of Deep Eddies prior to that,
Yep.
I couldn't hold my laugh in.
That's why the Deep Eddies.
That's exactly
Keep blaming it on Deep.
Yeah, just
Can we get?
I found it funny,
Agnes
so that
winking
definitely makes me sus as hell. You know, I'm gonna admit that for the first time here on this podcast. I'm sus as hell because I find shit funny.
Episode 57. Mark it down.
We should have waited for 69. Fuck.
Sus as hell.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a sound clip, right? I'm gonna make it a sound bite.
You're the only one that makes sound bites, so if you want it to be again.
We can, and I'm the only one that hits it, so it'll never be played.
Yeah, I'm the only one can reach it, so if I get in trouble for reaching over your shit or looking over at the computer. It's off limits for me.
Now we got to figure out a way where we can all have like the sound bites in the center so that we can hit that shit.
Hit him like a mother.
Because I never really be on that shit like that. Not like how I could be. I rarely. Yeah.
Oh, when we
it's
use
like
them,
I have to remember it, and then I'm like searching for it.
Right.
Like, oh shit. We got to get better
There
with
might
that.
be an
Well,
iPad
I
app
gotta
or
get
something.
better.
Ooh.
There's definitely an iPad app. There's computer apps and shit. Maybe we'll set your shit up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Boop, 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 boop.
But anyway, do we have any questions?
What was that?
Yo, did this week fly by for y'all? I feel like this last week flew by for me and felt like I was just talking to you guys a couple days ago.
Yeah, it always feels like that now.
Yeah, all the days.
I look forward to
mashed-
Tuesdays because that's
mashed together.
generally when we record is on a Tuesday. And I look forward to it. I'm like waiting for Tuesday to come through.
Yeah, work goes by a little slower on Tuesdays for sure. Sitting there like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Like, yo, we got to get to the podcast.
Everything
Staring
just-
out my window.
Mhm.
I had no... I
It
didn't
did
even
though.
like
It did fly by
prepare
this
for
week.
today's show because I didn't realize it was happening so quickly. Snuck
It's like,
up
oh,
on me.
shit.
Yeah, and it's real weird that today we don't have Esteban at the end of the
Right,
episode.
yeah.
No
Because we
Esteban.
had Rocco.
That's probably what it is.
For a while.
There's no show.
That's probably what it
Just
is.
throwing
Yeah.
it off.
We're going to talk about
Yeah.
Assembled. Like, meh.
I mean, next week will be.
That was fire.
Next week we'll have something to talk about,
yeah.
but like there's nothing that
Yeah.
really came
And
Falcon
out.
and
Snyder
Winter
Cut.
Soldier.
And the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Snyder Cut. That's right. That's right.
We need a boring
We got to
week,
talk about
because
a
next
few
week's gonna
things.
be
As a matter of
fire.
fact,
What would be sick is, if we had like press access to the Snyder Cut and we could be talking about that right now. Next year.
in due time, my friend.
Next year.
In due time. So let's start off with some questions. Nobody ever submits questions anymore, but
We had some bank.
I've been, I'm always banking them now. So I'm trying to, we're not gonna go with a more serious question because I definitely want to ask this question, but I'll wait for later in the episode when we can get a little more serious about shit. But This question specifically, I have a story for, and it's: have you ever had a fucked up Uber ride? Have you ever had like I don't know if you've used Uber too much.
I have,
Dave,
not too much. Like maybe a handful of times.
So I'll start just in case, like, because they're,
been in so many.
It can switch up to like taxi rides, whatever.
Okay.
Because it's essentially the same thing. But yo, when Danny, I think it was when Danny came into town, one time, we got an Uber, and I got into the Uber, and I was, like I got in, and I think I said something, and the dude just kind of looked in the rear view, and it was just like, okay. Like, he looked at me weird and shit. And I'm just like, all right, well, whatever, He's quiet the entire time. I think that is because he was deaf. So we're riding in the Uber. We've already been drinking. We pre-gamed. We're just trying to get from Greece to downtown. So it's like not a crazy ride, but it's 10
like 10 minutes tops.
10, 15 minutes.
15, yeah.
Dude, we get off on the inner loop. And now the inner loop is all crazy. I don't know if you've been on there, but when you're going to East Ave, it like gets off now and you go into the road, and you're damn near there. We get off on this turn, and tell me why this motherfucker turns into oncoming traffic. Oncoming traffic. I see lights, and we're freaking the fuck out, and then he casually just turns right back into the main road. And I'm like, no reaction from him. And then like he has that same blank stare, like, like if you know a deaf person, is just like, if they don't know really what you're saying or anything, it's like the same.
Yeah.
Like they're looking at me, and all I have is the rear view mirror. Like that's where we make eye contact. And me and Danny just look at each other like, what the fuck just happened? Yo, we almost died in an Uber because this dude drove into oncoming traffic. And apparently this was a normal situation for him because he didn't freak out.
No reaction.
Did you find out if he was deaf or not?
That is just my conclusion, because I think I've said something to him like a few times. Not enough, because when I get in an Uber, I don't really give a shit about like talking to people. I prefer like just,
it's like a taxi.
Hey, what's up, man? Whatever, and then it's just like quiet.
Yeah.
But generally, when you get in an Uber, they're playing music, whether it's their own or something, or they ask you like, "Yo, do you want nothing?" There was no conversation with this guy, so that's why I came to the conclusion that he must have been deaf.
Or he just didn't want to talk. He pretended, like Seinfeld. Was it Elaine?
Could have been, and then but when we could have died.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think he
probably would have been the turning point.
I'm like, oh,
something.
Shit.
But like deaf people don't want to die in a car accident either. So why wouldn't he react? Like regardless of whether he's deaf, why wouldn't there be?
I understand that, but it's just
weird.
like
that's what freaks me out. Is why was he so cool about it?
I don't think I've ever been in a cab ride where the person didn't say anything, and that's why I came to that conclusion. Like not a word.
Did you rate him?
I don't even remember. I think I told you I was already drinking by then. Like we were.
So there was no rating.
Either we were. I can't exactly remember, but either we were already pre-gaming or we were going from one bar to another, and it was just like a situation where we were just like, all right, like we're already like sauced up. So even though that shit happened, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like,
maybe
we just went onto oncoming traffic and literally like how you see in the movies. It felt like there was a car coming and we're freaking out like oh shit, like we're getting close, and then he just casually just swerves right back into the right lane.
If you were feeling nice though, maybe it wasn't as dramatic as you remember it. I think
I don't know. I'm pretty good. You and I have not had enough times where we were drinking like outside of this.
It's true.
This podcast. I am normally a person, and it sounds bad, but I am normally a person that if we get drunk and we're drinking all night, right? Matching drinks and everything, I will guarantee that I will get you home safe. Like from how coherent that I am. Like
no matter what.
No matter what.
Johnny's
David-
like, I've
Johnny's
slept
like-
in.
Ask anybody
Is that
that I
true?
know.
I can
Is that
imagine
true,
the visual in Walk's head of how he thinks he's walking versus the.
All heroic and shit.
Nope. Ask anybody. You can ask anybody. Ask Danny how many times that I've like
You
he
think
and I,
I'm gonna trust Danny's
all right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you
perception
that.
of how coherent you are when he's wasted? You talk to him the next day, and be like, "Yo, I was good last night, right? Oh yeah, bro, you were fine."
Yeah, you were fine.
No, hell nah. Conversations never go like that with Danny and I.
Conversations never go like
I remember specifically Danny and I one time coming out of a club, and he was like, we literally had the same exact amount of drinks, and meanwhile he's holding onto the wall, hugging onto me,
Sure.
slurring
No, I believe it.
like how Danny
Danny is-
does, and I'm just
All
like,
I'm
yo,
saying
bro,
is he's not a
like
good
we're just gonna go.
example.
He's not a good example, but I have
My bad,
many
dude.
of friends.
My bad, dude.
My bad.
I'm not saying that that's something that I normally do, but at the end of the night, I'm generally the one that's making logical decisions
No doubt. Yeah.
while
I can
everybody
believe
else is just like, fuck all that.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do have my one-off situations though.
What was the
where
restaurant
where
you
if
barfed
everybody's
in where
like,
you
yo,
had to clean up?
walk is fucked up. Oh shit, we
Right.
like shit. No, there's plenty.
you
There's plenty of
Fighting with
situations.
people in Ninja Gaiden outfits and shit.
Yo.
Yep. Swerve's wedding.
Ninja Gaiden.
That was another time.
yeah.
I was wasted.
That
I was
fun.
wasted there.
Weddings are fun to get wasted at. Like,
Yeah,
especially if
free
you're
drinks.
staying
Super
there.
happy
Like,
with you.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
It was supposed to be my girl's day to drink, but
Oh, I think I
we
feel
started
like
drink. We started like we get into the limo, and
Yeah,
and
it was
Swerve
not
is like,
under his
we're
control. We're taking shots.
yeah.
Like,
we're like
30
in the
seconds
limo
in.
because I'm a part of the like the the party. I'm like I'm one of the groomsmen.
Yeah, you gotta
And we get in the limo and they're like Hennessy
pass in the
shots.
bottle.
It's straight up bottles of Hennessy. Like, yo, we're taking a shot. Everybody take a shot. And then every now and then it's like, everybody take another shot. I was like, babe, I was fucked up before we
Right.
got to this. Like, I am so sorry. But I was wasted.
When was this?
This was 3 years ago?
I think so. Three,
About
maybe
3
4.
years ago?
I don't know. 2020.
Yeah, 3, maybe 4.
So
Word.
I've been lately just adding a year to everything I think because I'm like, I remember it like it was 2 years ago, but it might be 3 because 2020
is one of those-
fucked
yeah.
everything up.
Yeah.
It's like everything that's happened, add 2020 to it.
And 2020.
So you add that extra year because 2020 didn't happen.
Right.
So we still have to count it, but it didn't really happen. But any of you have a fucked up Uber ride?
No, I never really. I'm not a big public transport guy. I don't really. I mean, I
Yeah.
took some cabs in Vegas, but I mean, they were always just normal. Like nothing was ever weird. I mean, they always smelled and were weird, but
Anything
nothing.
ever happen in a car?
I mean, I've been in. Let me think of a funny car. So we're really broadening this question, aren't we?
I mean, no. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to answer if you don't have a like a situation. But
Been in cars.
I've seen that. I've that specific ride. Like, I don't know why I thought of it, and I was like damn, like I could have died that night in the hands of somebody else. He literally drove into oncoming traffic and then just swerved right
That's
back
wild.
into regular traffic. No issues.
So when I was 15, my buddy and I, we were going to, his dad was going to take us to Darien Lake, like during the summer, like just chilling, having a good time. He was going to let us go do our thing. He was going to do his thing. He was a recovering alcoholic. Probably been like 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so a while. And that day we were at the park, dude, and we come
has a
across
beer.
him. We're like, hey, what's up? And he's got a big ass beer in his hand, dude. He's fucking stumbling. Oh, shit.
Wow.
This dude got plastered, broke his like 10 to 15 year streak at Darien Lake. And now guess what? It's time to go home. Who's driving us home? this fucking asshole is driving. So neither of us had our permit, nothing, dude. So like, it's not like we were gonna drive.
Right.
So we're on the throughway. First of all, we get on the throughway the wrong way first, and we head towards fucking.
Oh my god.
Like Canada.
My God.
Oh my god.
So then he has to get off the throughway, gets back on, back towards us, and we're riding up on the ass of every car, like almost about to hit it, and we would have to yell. We'd be like, "Hey!" And he would snap into it and like hit the brakes, dude, and like slow down. And it was just every 5 minutes, dude, we're almost fucking plowing into the back of this car, dude. It was the worst ride, dude. Like I looked at my buddy and I was like, dude, if this is it, like that sucks. Like I don't want to die right now, but
of course,
it feels like we're gonna. And that was, we got home, dude. We made it. We pulled into the driveway, and I was shook, dude. Like I still, like that was fucking 20 years ago, and I still remember that fear, like it was
I would
yesterday.
not
wild.
forget that shit. Do you still talk to your boy, your buddy?
I do still talk to him. His dad actually, he passed away. He had like lung cancer recently and passed. So that was shitty. But man, that day was fucked.
Yeah. Wow. That's wild. 15 years, and the day was like. Yeah. I wonder what triggered. What triggered it at Darien Lake of all places?
It was hot. He was by himself. No one was like policing him, dude. He's like, he probably thought he would have one.
You would think you have
5 or 6
control of that after 15 years.
15 years, more than you would think it would be more than just. Shit, it feels like a good day to have a beer.
Yeah, right.
No one's around. Finally, 15 years later, I'm finally by myself.
This was his day.
I don't know. That's wild.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I can attest to that in some cases where it's like.
Sure.
I always say that shit. It's like your habits, they lie dormant. They never go away. They just lie dormant, and then one day you feed it, and
it's over.
And you're right back. Yeah, you're right back to square one.
Year that I stopped smoking in May, and I see people smoke in movies and TV shows and shit, and I'm like, God damn, that looks good. I see what's her face in Handmaid's Tale smoking those thin ass fucking Virginia Sleeve. Even those look good.
I don't even notice any of that shit because it's not my shit.
Dude, they take
I
long
notice
drags
every time someone smokes.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I never noticed that shit because I never
smoke a joint, not a cigarette though.
See,
I
used to be like that. And that's why I've always said like I enjoyed the sensation of smoking. Like but for me it was weed. And then when I didn't enjoy being high, I still wanted the sensation of smoking. And I've tried cigarettes. I've tried everything. Vaping was the one thing that I did enjoy. I was ripping that shit all the time. And then the same reason why I quit smoking weed, like I was getting high and stuff, but my chest started to get tight after vaping, and that was my shit with vaping. It was just like I could vape and my chest wasn't getting tight like it used to, and then it started getting tight again. And I'm just like I gotta stop this shit,
Yeah.
So now I just can't smoke anything, but yeah, I feel you. It's like. Sometimes and now not anymore the vaping because like I was doing the hides while we were recording here, and then one day I just got to the point where I'm just like, yo, I can't even do this because I just started freely hitting that shit, and then it's just like, nah. So I couldn't do it.
So you got to be careful with the hides, dude. I got like nicotine poisoning from it not too long ago.
Really?
I was sitting there. I was on my phone. I was watching a video, and I had it in my hand, and I was just watching the video, and I realized I was taking these rips, and I was like burying, and then like exhaling, and just getting into this video, and I put it down, dude, and I was just like, oh shit! Like I got lightheaded. My heart started just pounding, and I got sweaty.
That's a lot of nicotine,
I'm like, oh my god, look, I'm gonna get sick, dude. I got crazy sick, and I was just like, I sat on the bathroom floor, like. What the fuck just happened? Like I had not gotten that sick in so long.
Yeah.
And it was all from the hide. And it happened fucking twice, dude. Twice.
Yeah.
You
gotta limit that shit, man.
I'm like terrified of it now. Like when I'm very cognizant now. Like even if I'm on my phone and I take
because even if you're smoking a cigarette, it's the same amount of nicotine.
Because I'll sit there with my vape pen and I can bury those hits all day. Like, and I'll sit there and I'll just rip and watch the video and no.
You can't do it. Leave that shit in Leave that shit in the living room. Yo, it's wild. But to circle back around, Johnny, do you have any fucked up Uber rides or anything?
I'm trying to think about that because I've taken so many. So on the complete opposite side of things. Right. Yeah,
you generally are, so don't feel too bad.
Well, I mean, not the opposite side of like thought process. Just y'all live in a city where most people drive around, and you really only started taking Ubers. I think in Rochester only started last year, 2 years ago.
Like 2 years.
Again, I'm gonna add a year for 2020. So,
bro, let me tell you though, if I could get rid of having a car, I would. So I envy you. No
doubt. I mean, it's actually annoying owning a car right now. Trying to find parking or paying for parking is the fucking worst. Life was a lot easier when I didn't have a car, but I also didn't end up leaving the city as often. And the whole reason I bought the car was because I ended up getting that house upstate to leave the city and enjoy. So I got some like cheap little used car just to go back and forth, but. So because of that, I try to not to drive as much as I can. And so, yeah, I've taken a lot of fucking, mostly Lyft. I rarely use Uber. I think when I first came to the city, I used Uber more, but then my job started recommending us to use Lyft. I don't know if it was because some kind of insurance thing or something like that. So every time I was traveling for work,
I like Lyft.
It was always through Lyft, and I ended up just getting a better, like I got perks through them and all the shit. So either way, in New York, like every driver's on both. So it's not like you're getting a different class of driver or anything like that. These dudes have both the apps running, and whoever's calling them at the time is the person it's
whoever has a job first, they turn off the other one and then go to that one.
Yeah. Because they get, like, they can queue up now too, right? So like you can request a ride, and if there's no one available, it'll be like the closest driver is dropping someone off. So you're already in their queue. So then they, someone that's driving can get, rides back to back to back to back. But once it's like slow and they're just parked on the side of the road waiting for another ride, they're checking all the apps, and there used to be more. A couple of them like shut down, but there was, here in New York, there was like 5 or 6 different apps that you could sign up with. Anyways, needless to say, I've taken hundreds of these public transportation rides, and on top of that, yellow cabs. I'm trying to think of like some wild shit that happened. Like, I know like wild shit that I've done. Like, I've definitely gotten head in the cab more than once. Like, that's pretty standard. And that is pretty like
standard cab ride stuff.
That's like not a big deal.
Whatever.
You definitely notice when the cab driver notices and he looks in the rearview mirror and his eyes open up, and then you give him the nice smile
till he wants to go next.
So I think I have gotten yelled once for that. So
you've gotten yelled at in mid-head. You've gotten yelled at for that.
Does that make your bone go away, or did you keep it rocking?
You like end up getting off really soon. Not getting off, but like getting out the car.
Good wording.
That's what I thought.
I like it.
That's what I thought.
I like it.
Like, all right, let me bust real quick. All right, I'm cool.
I'd imagine that's like a major turnoff for the girl. It's just like the dude, just like, what are you doing? It's instantly like, up.
Hey. No.
You have been yelled at before.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you so? Why are you so against fellatio? You fucking prude.
Jealous ass bitch.
Like, what's the matter? Anyway,
I've definitely been in some like shitty rides as far as like I'm in a rush and the dude doesn't want to like break the speed limit whatsoever, and I'm trying to get somewhere, and I'm like, bro, like every car is passing us. And he's like, no, I got a ticket last week, and they're more aggressive with us because in New York, all the cabs, Ubers, Lyfts, anything that you call, their license plates issued by the TLC, which is the Taxi Limousine License Commission. So it's got a T and a C in the front. So you can spot a fucking cab immediately, right?
Yeah.
And you can tell that a regular, Nissan Pathfinder or whatever is actually an Uber or a Lyft because it has TC plates. And so they're like, oh, they're more aggressive on us and shit like that. So dude literally it took a regular 40-minute drive, like an hour and 10 minutes. And I'm like cussing the dude out the whole time. And of course, and I'm me trying to be the reasonable guys. Like, I know that my tardiness is not your fault and your responsibility, but hook a nigga up, bro. Like, help me out here. Right. Can't you tell that everyone is passing us?
Right. Like, just five over, dude, you'd be all right.
Yeah, like, you're good, dude.
Nothing pisses
I've definitely
me off
had dudes, like, take weird directions and, like, send me, like, I'm trying to go up to the Upper West Side. I think it was the Upper West Side, or maybe when I was up here in Harlem. But they're like going all the way down through Battery Park into the FDR, which is like the bottom side of Manhattan for those unaffiliated, right? Like if you go all the way down south to the tip of Manhattan, past World Trade Center, around the loop, and then back on the on the east side. When I live on the Upper West Side, like it made absolutely no sense. And he's like, oh, this is what Waze is telling me. And I'm like, there's no way that Waze is telling you to do this.
Yeah.
But
do you ever see the cash cab in New York City?
Yeah. Where they ask you like all the questions?
I've not seen the cash cab, but I have
like in person, you mean?
Been in the cab where my boy was visiting. Funny guy, and we're in the cab, and it's a minivan just like the cash cab, and so we pull up at a stoplight, and he lowers the windows down, and he screams out hey, you guys, we're in the cash cab, we got a question. And
somebody
started running over, and
so
then the cab took off.
That's
I think he asked them a question like, I don't know, something like ridiculous,
question,
like some weird shit about George Washington or some shit.
We
got a question. When what year did George Washington and like fuck? It was, I don't know, some weird ass.
What a
shit.
life that you have! You have a question in the chamber for the off chance that you see the
exactly. I was like, you must watch a lot of Cash Cab. That you know this
if I
is
ever
a
see
standard
this cab
question.
driving around the city, I am going to ask this specific question. Like, what the fuck?
Right. It was so funny.
And
they were hype. They definitely ran over like,
dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Did you know that our boy Donald, we mentioned him last week too, but Donald actually did what Motor Mouth. You remember that old show on it was like MTV or VH1 where it showed like it has like you're in a car.
Sounds
like a taxi, and no. They set up cameras in like your car, and then you're like, they try to catch you like singing in your car. And shit. You remember that? He was actually in that. The show never actually aired because the show got canceled before his episode aired. Yeah, but Donald was actually on that show. He was telling me about the process and all of that shit, but he was like, fuck, like the season that was supposed to, like he was supposed to come on got canceled and they just stopped airing whatever the fuck they had. Yeah, that sucks. But
that would have been dope.
Nostalgia. Oh, I would have fucking loved it. Cause he's an animated dude.
Extra.
Oh yeah. He's Omar's brother. So yeah, he's Omar's brother. So yeah, if that gives you a sense of animation, if that gives you any sense of animation. He hit me up
about last week's show. He was like, "Oh my God, I totally remember this happening. I remember you telling me not to download that porn."
Because I sent them the clip. Like,
that was
he
the
was
German
like,
Scheisse.
Nice.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh my fucking God, I completely forgot about that." Donald though, he's more. He has way more sense than Omar, so I don't want you to think like Like, he definitely
Much
does.
more.
The German Scheisse guy is better than Omar. Okay.
That's yeah. He actually told me.
Unfortunately, that's true.
He actually told me that he that's where he thought about it, because we all talked about how we learned that term from South Park. He was like, yeah, that's why I downloaded it that night, because I saw South Park and I heard German Scheiser, and I was like, let me look this up. I don't even. He was telling me that story though, Johnny, because he was like, all I remember is that day before I downloaded that, I told Johnny, I was like, yo, what is this says like Lola, and Johnny was like, no, don't. It's like, who's Lola? He was like, no, don't download that. Oh shit, yeah.
Been fooled before.
Dave is like, I'm not supportive of that at all.
This is not
LimeWire days. LimeWire days.
I was a Kazaa guy.
A Kazaa and
Kazaa.
I was both.
Yeah,
like whichever one was the
and
shit.
Napster, before that shit got fucked up by that bitch from Metallica. Yeah, dude, Napster was fire.
Mm-hmm.
Just free ass
With
music.
There was one
Napster was the first, right?
I feel like it was.
Like the
It was
first
close.
mainstream
Napster was the
one.
first,
I'm sure.
yeah. Mainstream, yeah.
Yep, mainstream.
There was one I used that had, I think it started with an M, and it was like multimedia files. It was the first one that I used that allowed you to find like videos as well.
I want to say that I thought the same thing, because you and I back in those days we were pretty heavy on that shit.
Those trends.
Yeah, those downloading
Napster
trends.
was audio only.
Yeah, Napster was audio.
Oh, I can still see the.
I remember
like the
Kazaa
app.
had like there was another one that was exactly like Kazaa, and it just had a different name.
Really?
Do you remember
Same
that?
UI.
There was like a clone for Kazaa. Can't remember
Yeah,
it.
I can't remember, man. There was so many. Like one would get shut down, and another just pops right back up. Like literally, like maybe like within a day, everyone just knew what that next one was.
It's like when they move the Pirate Bay or the Kick-Ass torrent
Yeah.
servers around. Like you always find the new one.
Yep.
Morpheus.
Morpheus, that's right.
That's
That's
right. Yeah.
right.
I was trying to
Morpheus.
think. Like M sounded familiar, but I couldn't think of it.
Morpheus. Wow, I do remember that.
Yeah, for sure.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Morpheus.
It's a little bit more than just.
Was that post Matrix? Was that like a?
I was
Yeah.
just trying to think
It
of
was
that.
like right after.
Yeah.
I think Matrix came out in '99,
Yeah, it
For
did.
sure.
and this was like 2001.
Ah, okay.
All right, that makes sense. Because I was gonna say, like, I was
Morpheus.
thinking the same thing. Like, is that post or pre? All right, guys. So let's get into a little bit of Hollywood news.
H Wood.
The what?
H
Yeah,
Wood.
H Wood.
H Wood.
I never heard of it
Wood.
being called that.
I just made it up.
I like it. I like it.
We need to drop like an H Wood. Wah, 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 like a dope. That's our thing.
H Wood.
H Wood.
All right. So looks like what's let's see. So let's start with this.
What are we starting
Fucking
with?
Endgame
Mm.
is no longer the top. It
I
went
saw
right
that.
back to
I feel like that was.
Avatar.
I'm gonna say that I feel like that was kind of a bitch move. Like, what's the point of putting your shit back in the theater to get like? What did it need? How much did it need to pass it? Like, why?
Did Avatar go back into theaters?
I thought they did. I thought that's how
With
it got
2020
passed.
and all that
in
shit?
China.
In China, they put it back
Oh,
in. That's
that
fucking,
makes sense.
Like, it's like after a
Of
football
course,
game that
it's
you
going
lose.
to go back up.
After you lose a football
Right.
game, you go back to the stadium a month later and run a touchdown in like you fucking won, dude. That's bullshit. Fuck off. I don't understand why.
I mean,
Right now, there are no movies in theaters.
No, there's bad movies in theaters.
yeah.
There,
Not new movies. So that's why I think that's why they re-released it, because there's not a lot of new movies to
true.
watch.
But still, let's put Endgame back, and it's like, who's to say? Like,
I think there are plans
they
for
could.
it.
They should. I hope Endgame takes that shit
At
back.
the end of the day, Disney owns both of them, right?
Yeah.
So they're not.
Fucking A,
Like,
dude.
it's,
yeah.
I think the next, like the top like 5 grossing movies of all time are
Disney,
all
yeah.
properties that Disney and now
And you know who's
owns
really benefiting
after-
from this?
especially after the Fox
Disney.
acquisition.
Zoe Saldana.
Oh, I
'Cause
saw
she's
that.
in
She was in
both.
both of
Yeah.
them. Avatar,
Double
yeah. I did.
Could be because she's in both.
I did see that.
She's definitely benefiting
Nice.
from that. But I mean, I've seen both in theaters, right? Avatar was an amazing movie to watch in 3D back when it wasn't common to watch, like it was an experience to go to an IMAX theater. Danny even said it. That was the first time he went to an IMAX theater is because I took him there and we saw Avatar in 3D, and that shit was fucking amazing in an Avatar in an IMAX theater in 3D. And but at the same time, dude, we were talking about that too. Endgame in 2019, dude, that the experience that I got, and it was not in no IMAX.
Wasn't in no
Just-
IMAX.
Just the experience that I got from being in the movie theater. I went to visit Danny in Florida. We saw that together, and we had one of those theaters that was just like screaming when shit was happening. So that scene with Cap, like
Nice hood theater.
yeah, like when Cap picked up the fucking how do you pronounce it? Mjolnir?
The
Mjolnir?
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 Thor's hammer.
That's what we call it.
when he picked up Thor's hammer and he just started going ham, like everyone flipped the fuck out. Like throughout the whole movie, like in those scenes, like it was the perfect experience. People were quiet when they had to be quiet, and in those instances, we're just like going fucking ham, going nuts. Like I wouldn't be surprised if our theater was the one that keeps being referenced in like in the memes and shit.
The videos,
in the
people
videos.
bugging out.
Right.
Oh my god, it was such a dope ass experience. Like it was such a roller coaster ride of emotions watching
I
that shit.
remember where I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fucking Regal and Victor. I didn't go anywhere fancy.
remember-
Like it wasn't anything special, dude.
I was in not home. I know that. And because I think I saw it again, I was in the AMC club, so
No, Danny and I saw it twice. We
I
saw
know
it 2
I
days
saw
in a
it
row.
more than once. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember where I was when I saw it the first time, and I'm pretty sure it was IMAX, but I can't remember if I'm confusing because I know I saw something in Chicago at the IMAX theater, but I can't remember if that was
Endgame?
the Star Wars movie or if it was Infinity War or if it
Oh,
was
so then
Endgame.
it wasn't a crazy experience for you either.
Nah, it wasn't. I'm sure whatever theater I saw it in was fun, but it definitely wasn't.
I mean, it could be a
as
great.
wild as what you.
No, it could
about.
be a great experience for you, but not necessarily like everyone screaming and shit like what I experienced. That's why I say like yo,
I don't think so.
dude, that was the best movie theater experience. Like normally I am that dude though. I'm just like, oh, everybody's like getting up, clapping and shit like, oh, it's fucking annoying. Like these fucking idiots. I'm normally that guy. But for this movie, like everything was just like exactly perfect. Yo, everybody was wilding the fuck out. I remember going into the theater and people were just screaming, if you fucking ruin it, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Damn.
Because there are lines.
I didn't go to a theater like that.
because
that's
there
for
are
sure.
lines. There are lines of people waiting to get into the movie, and then there are people coming out of the movie. It's just like that's how crazy it was for that movie.
I never had an experience like that.
Ooh, Atlanta,
I never had
Georgia.
one before that.
Lucky.
Atlanta, Georgia. What?
That's where you were? That's where you saw it?
That's where I saw
You
it.
didn't even realize
Well,
where
let's see.
you were on the
This
map.
was Monday.
I need Johnny's.
Monday.
It didn't come out on a Monday. It came out on a Friday, right?
So you weren't there opening night?
Wow, I must not have been. That's the only one I see. April 29th, 2019. There's only one ticket on here.
It definitely came out in March. I want to
That's
say.
weird.
So you're mad late. Was that your second
So
viewing?
maybe
Was
that
a
was
second
like
viewing?
a second
Yeah.
viewing?
Yeah, see when it came out.
My Wi-Fi is fucking horrible today.
I'm not even on it, so I'm not draining it.
I know you should be on it. Should be helping us out. Avengers came out. Oh no. It came out April 26th.
Okay. So it came out that Friday, and Johnny felt like he could wait 3 days.
I saw it on Monday.
Yeah.
So I guess not that important.
I guess so.
He just felt like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. Whatever.
I don't know how long after
I don't
saw
know,
it.
but it was like I still remember that. That was like the best movie experience that I've had in a theater.
What about the
Sounds like
shittiest?
it.
Like it was just like a thing where like I'm fighting back, like tears in certain parts, like all kind of shit. And yeah, I don't give a fuck. It sounds nerdy, whatever. That movie fucked with you, dude, hard.
I just watched it again. It was on TV. They played like Civil War, and then it went into Infinity War, and then Endgame. Like it was just a whole thing.
There are still parts that to this day, like I'll watch it and it's just like fuck.
No.
Shit, that shit still fucks with me. That's why I fucking love that Funko, the one with, I call it the I Love You 3000 Funko.
Mm-hmm. Morgan Stark and Tony Stark.
Yep. That's why that's my shit. Johnny's still over there trying to figure out when he first saw Endgame.
And I think that was it, because I'm looking at, apparently there was a concert that I went to.
I mean, yeah.
What are you
Saturday.
looking at? That
You have a
you're,
full-ass
you're
fucking
referencing.
Looking at my
Jesus.
calendar.
My man adds everything to his calendar.
I need something like that. I need to be more stable in my fucking life. I wish I can go back at a calendar and go,
I mean,
fuck,
Right.
this is what I did on that day
What did I do
2 years ago.
2 years ago at this date at this time. No, once that day happens,
Nothing.
it's gone.
Yeah, that shit is gone.
It's lost
I have
to
no
the
idea.
world.
I was definitely. Oh, this was I guess I flew to Atlanta Sunday night, and for some reason I couldn't watch it that day, so I saw it Monday. That's wild. I can't believe I waited that long to watch Endgame.
After the snap, too. You just went 3 days without knowing.
We didn't have a bomb ass fucking podcast for you to make sure to watch that shit ASAP.
Oh, you know what? Now I recall this. Yeah, because I remember actually being at this event in Atlanta and people walking up to me like, "Did you see Endgame yet?" And I'm like, "No, don't say shit. I got tickets for the night. Don't talk about it."
And there you go.
They're like, "Oh, let's just say I cried."
Just say I cried.
Don't say anything.
Let's just say I tried really hard not to cry. That's what I can promise you. All right, so Johnny, we wanted to talk about this, right? So Deadpool 3. This actress,
yes.
How do you pronounce her name? Zazie Beetz reveals that she hasn't been contacted to come back as Domino for Deadpool 3. To me, it's like no big fucking deal. Like, you know.
Think about the young girls, though.
This is about, like, I'm thinking. So I'm thinking, to me, it's like, all right, well, they jumped from Fox. Now they're with Marvel.
All bets are off when you transfer.
Deadpool has to make sense within Marvel. So whatever the fuck, like, they'll reference a couple of things, but they're not going to bring every fucking element of Deadpool to Deadpool 3 now that it's in a whole different, like,
we're lucky if we get
studio.
Deadpool. New studio.
I'm just happy that we're getting Deadpool. So now, because she brought this out, it's supposedly like, oh shit, so why aren't they bringing this young black female to reprise this role? And it seems like Johnny's on board with that, where I'm just like, I don't see the big deal in that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, come on, you know me. I'm the fucking reasonable, logical person of the show.
Russian dreams.
I'm playing devil's advocate, right? I mean, I definitely agree with you. Like, what are you gonna do?
Seeing it.
How are we even having Deadpool in this universe? If that's really what's happening, right? And so, yeah, it makes sense. But I also feel on the flip side that it does. I can understand why it sucks for a young girl of color specifically who fell in love with the character. She didn't die at this. One of the few characters
and this rated R.
So you felt that there was some future there, right? You know, rated R, but come on, a 13-year-old, 14-year-old is watching a rated R movie.
I feel you.
Especially a Deadpool.
Okay. Definitely
There's younger
16,
kids
17.
Deadpool.
That's where it's good. Definitely.
Definitely 16, 17. And it's, you know, I'm not saying that it's the most impressionable thing. It's definitely not, you know, the 8-year-old girls saying, I can be a superhero too. Because, you know, they got Kamala coming out in as Miss Marvel. She's entering the MCU, right? So it's not like they're completely getting rid of all. I think I made a joke in the group chat where I was like, oh, so now that they got Mannequin Rainbow and Shuri, they got their quota met or some shit, you know? I don't think
it's not that serious.
They're not completely getting rid of it's not that serious. I just, you know, it sucks that of people that you're cutting. I thought Zazie Beetz did a good job. Like, I thought she crushed the Domino character. And the fact that they cast a young black woman to play Domino was, I don't think it was controversial. It was definitely topical. And
who was it before? Kiara Knightley, right? And didn't they make a Domino movie?
I remember the Domino movie, but that was a comic book movie.
Oh, is that a different, like, just totally different story?
I thought that was just like a Domino assassin movie. I don't think it was the character.
I think she was like a bounty hunter, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, she was a bounty hunter. That was more, I think that was just a straight up movie. I don't think it was
directed by Brian De Palma.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
But that was I think it was just a one-off movie. That was just her name. I don't think no, it wasn't. Marvel. Because they had no superpowers, no nothing. She was just
she was just a badass.
Yeah, she was just a badass. But I think in the comics, she was actually a white woman, right?
Yeah. I believe so, yeah. At least in the original, it might have got rebooted in the 2000s with
that's a different Domino.
With
yeah,
a whole different
that Brian
color.
De Palma, that was a 2017
with Nikolai Coster.
Yeah, with Jamie Lannister.
Yeah, no, that's not the one.
2005.
2005 was the Domino.
Brian De Palma.
That was Tony Scott.
Movies?
Tony Scott. Yeah, Tony Scott.
Is that Ridley Scott's brother?
Yes, Tony Scott did Domino, the bounty hunter movie, which is not tied into this one. But so it's like it was a decent movie, but whatever. To me, my whole stance on that is like, we don't know what the new script is going to be. They're moving over from one studio to another. They're trying to figure out how this story fits into this new universe that it's now going to inhabit. And quite honestly, like, I see it jumping into the mutants thing, right? So we don't know who, like, it's not like it's a quota it's going to meet, but just as as an argument to Johnny when he said that, like, oh, so we just traded off, one black girl for another, or one black character for another. It's like, no, we don't know what the script is. So, like, if Deadpool 3 has to do with, direct correlation with the Mutants movie, because we don't know anything really other than Ryan Reynolds is still coming back, and it's currently the only rated R movie that's going to be in the MCU.
Right.
It's wild. It could be a very much like an X-Men driven thing, because Deadpool has been very X-Men-ish You know, like like he jumps into that world. But with Fox, like they try to, they played, like, they had the joke, like he comes to the house.
None of the good X-Men are there.
None of the
It's
good
always-
X-Men, and he makes the joke, and then he opens up the cupboard, and all of the,
They're
you know,
all
like he
in
opens
there.
the door, and they're all like hiding and shit. So you know, like there's that stuff, but the MCU is gonna,
Which made absolutely no sense since they were all from like the 80s, 90s versions
that's true.
of the X-Men.
That's true. But now it's in the MCU, so we didn't even think
I
about
didn't
that.
think about
We
that,
didn't
no.
even care.
They were
we didn't
all
even care.
younger,
It was
weren't
just
they?
funny. It was just funny.
It was just funny.
So now in the MCU, we're looking to introduce mutants, and as we heard from our conversation earlier, or last week, mutants, like Deadpool is directly correlated with the mutant story. So I'm assuming we're not getting a Deadpool 3 until mutants are introduced into the MCU, which would then open up a whole different roster of characters, and I'm not sure that Domino is
Maybe Deadpool 3
a part of that.
brings in the mutants.
I think we're getting mutants before then, and then from
I
there,
hope
like
so.
his is going to be a continuation. They're just struggling, or I don't think, well, they're not struggling, but I think that before they can effectively bring in Deadpool, the mutants have to be established, because that's what we talked about last week, right? Where Steve brought it up. And he said that it was just like that. That's what they did. They tortured him. They put him through extreme measures to extract
out
the
that
mutant
gene.
gene, right?
Yeah.
So now, and that is canon to the story they've already introduced. So it has to be canon to that as much as it has to blend into the MCU.
I always thought they injected him with whatever that was. Like in the first Deadpool, like when he was, dying of the cancer and shit. Like I always thought they gave him what made him Deadpool and cured the cancer. I didn't realize that it was them sort of coaxing it out of him.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch Deadpool again, to watch that, because I don't remember catching that either from the movie, that they were just activating his mutant gene.
They probably didn't even explain it in that way.
If Steve
I
says
believe
it, it's
Steve
canon.
is canon.
So I gotta-
I just remember him saying that, so it's like, but for sure, now that Deadpool is going to be entering the MCU, and it's not like a fucking rebrand, like a full on rebrand, we have to take a look at it and watch the movie and see, like, and speculate how they're going to bring that story in. But the first movie to me was so different from the second movie that it's not so outlandish that they're not bringing this character in. You know what I mean? Like it was very, very far off from the first movie.
Yeah.
And that's within the same studio. So I don't know.
Crazy
I'm not. I really don't. I don't think too much about it. But to me, it's like, where do we draw the line with? Oh, it's a young black female, sad. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes
a murderous.
it's like sometimes we have to draw the line. It's again like Bill Burr this weekend with the Grammys. They're trying to cancel him again.
What did he say now? Can't cancel Bill Burr.
They got Bill Burr to announce, like, he didn't know. So they got Bill Burr for the Grammys. He bought a suit. He was just like, I felt like I was gonna be around celebrities. He was in a room with like 4 or 5 people, and he was just like, oh, this is what I like dressed up for. And then they had him announce the winner of like the Latin, like the Latin some sort of a Latin Grammy
category.
Yeah, like a Latin category.
Best new
And
Latin artist.
and then the internet went crazy on him, trying to cancel him because he mispronounced the name. He's he's a redheaded dude from Boston.
Irish guy from Boston.
Yeah. Of course. Why would you set him up for the Latin category to try to fucking, pronounce these Hispanic names.
I don't remember.
What was the name?
that.
Do you remember the name?
Nah, this is an off topic, so I didn't have it
I
set
might
up.
have to look that up. I saw the Grammy shit, and I don't even remember him being there.
Because he announced a Latin Grammy, like, for a Latin artist. He mispronounced it.
He mispronounced.
He mispronounced it.
Name,
They gave him shit for that. They're trying to cancel him because he made.
and he's in trouble with feminists.
Because his number was. He was like, he made a comment about feminists, in the middle of that, but it was just like, oh shit, they're gonna
threw that in there.
He threw that in there like, feminists are gonna be, they're gonna be mad at me for doing this, and then said something.
At least he knew.
Again, this is like an off topic fucking comment, but.
Shit, I can't.
This is
pronounce
what
her
he
name
said,
either.
and on why people were upset. He was like, feminists are like going nuts. Why is this cis white male doing all this Latin stuff? So then that's literally what he said. Why is this cis white male doing all of this Latin stuff?
Yeah,
He apologized.
I can't believe people are upset with him making fun of himself
Right.
Yeah.
by saying that he's gonna get shit
Right.
for fucking this up.
And people were
He was right.
undoubtedly
He was
upset
right.
with him.
And so they actually did. They fucking proved his joke true. I mean, honestly, I'm looking
tough.
at her name. Okay, her first name is Natalia. I could
La
say that, but her
Forcade.
last name is like La Forcade or La Forzade or La
Lahartzi.
Force.
No, imagine.
I don't know.
Imagine
That's
you
not
were
a typical
Nobody
Latin
coached him on this.
or-
ahead of
Imagine you
time?
were
I don't even know.
an Irish, like
don't know why they
an
chose him
Irish
for
man
that
raised in
category.
Boston. Imagine you trying to say that.
Yeah. I mean, like I was saying, you don't even have to be a Latin man raised in Boston. You could be a fucking Puerto Rican raised in Rochester, and you still can't say that fucking name immediately. I mean, they should have absolutely I guess they probably
love it. He
said
says-
the name.
he's like, yo, I
as
can't-
they were
Let's given the yeah.
He
announcing
said, I
the
can't say the name.
nominations,
The
but-
Grammy goes to Natalia Laforzade. I'll accept it on her behalf. If I butchered the name, I'm sorry, Natalia. You won.
He even said sorry.
Yeah, he apologized. Like, what? Word.
He apologized, and then he made a joke saying that they're gonna drill on him for fucking it up,
And they fucking did,
and
of
they
course.
fucking did it anyways.
That's
Fuck people.
the internet,
The-
man. To
you
me,
know,
that's the
you
thing, man.
can't
The
please
internet,
everyone, man.
fucking.
You can't please everyone.
I can't stand the internet anymore. I don't know why I'm so fucking addicted
You
to
can't
it.
win.
I know, it's sick.
It's so
It's sick.
sickening, dude.
It's funny. I was watching this. I was on Twitter the other day, and I seen this post where they were complaining about a video, and the tweet was like, "I'll never understand straight guys" or something like that. They be extra or something like that. And then the video was of a bunch of dudes at the what's his
Yeah.
name, the Salt Bay or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all
The
bad.
salty guy.
Not Rocco, the
Not
actual,
Rocco,
yeah.
the actual one. So they were at his restaurant, and he had the meat on the steak or on the knife, and he was trying to
Yeah.
drop it in people's mouth, right? And all the dudes were like, nah, 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 nah. And they were,
Pause.
he kept on, and they were trying to grab it from him, and they were like, nah, 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 pause, pause, pause. You do it. Ends up like a kid takes it or whatever. And so like this tweet and all the backlash or whatever on it is all about, I can't believe, straight guys are so insecure with their sexuality and all this shit that they won't do this, right? And then some wise individual responds to this tweet with a screenshot of a tweet that was like, but 3 months ago, y'all were saying this. And it was a similar video of a guy eating
shit
the
for
meat
it.
off of his stick or whatever, and a girl was saying, if my man ever did some shit like this, I would drop his ass like crazy.
There's no winning.
And he's like,
There's
you
no
know what I mean?
winning.
Yeah,
And
there's
that's
no
why I'm
win.
like,
Did you
can't
see
win,
there was
man.
a video
You
of
can't
Salt
win
Bae
with
who's
the
doing the
fucking
same
public.
hangy thing, like where he had the meat on the stick and he fed it to the chick in front of her man. And the dude looked super heated, and she just like took that shit like she was fucking going to town on it, dude.
It's fucking food.
Yeah, no, it was, but still,
Like,
the video
what the
was.
fuck?
The video
No,
was
I feel
wild,
you.
dude.
I understand.
Your girl's taking
I understand
Salt Bae's
that.
meat down at the table, and you're just like, okay.
I understand it. I could
Okay.
one.
No.
Yeah,
I
like
mean, what are you supposed to do?
He's
That's how you
fucking
eat the
dangling
fucking
it there.
steak. You went there, you paying $1,000 for this fucking steak, and you worried about how the fuck he dangles it. Like, get
You
the
ever seen
fuck out
I'd
of
be
here.
looking at it.
Goddamn
If my
meat.
girl's just like, no. I'd be like, babe, we paid all
we
this fucking
paying
money.
for
You
this.
better deep
Man,
throat that
come
shit.
here.
He like shoves it in there.
Yeah, and be like, yo, hold up, she don't want it.
Ah.
Here,
I think the one
swallow that bitch. Yeah,
You
one
gonna
video-
baptize
it
her
touched
in-
it touched the dangly thing behind your throat. Now eat this shit.
of the dude saying nah. I thought that was Amari Cooper, the wide receiver at Salt Bae's restaurant. And he was like,
I think that's what it was. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that dude, he
right.
knew that people would be watching.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
That's who it was.
I'm tough. I'm a football player. I
No,
can't
it's
take that meat.
that's really what it comes down
Exactly.
to, is because if social media wasn't a thing and where everybody had a fucking camera
You'd
on
never
their
know he was at
on
the
their
fucking
phone
restaurant.
attached to the internet, no one would give a shit about some dumb shit like that. And that was the thing. Like
Yeah, but famous
no,
dude
no,
like
no,
that,
and I
paparazzi would
understand.
be around, and
grabs
then they
of him
catch
with
that
the
just
meat,
one
like, dangling
snap.
on his shit,
of
dude.
him, like,
I'd make fun of that shit like a motherfucker. I just say. It's like,
it depends on how you do it though, because I'd make fun of the motherfucker if his tongue is just like out touching the meat.
when
It
it's
didn't
fucking
even come.
dangling,
It's
dude,
just
and
like-
you gotta get it, dude. You gotta direct it towards your shit.
It's like, okay, then I'll be like, yo, all right, bro. All right.
Oh, that would be weird.
That's how the chick took it. That's how the chick took it.
Or did she?
basically jerked it off and then ate that shit.
Nah, I'd be like, babe, we paid all this money to see Salt Bae. You better swallow that bitch.
Does
You
he
better
come down? Does he come
take
down?
that shit down? Yeah.
She was getting that slap.
Yup.
She was
He's
like,
just smacking her
slap my
face with
cheeks,
the
meat.
slap my cheeks.
With his fucking shades on at midnight. Of course.
Dark
you
ass
fucking take that
restaurant.
shit.
I know. Fancy.
Oh man. So
The sun never sets in
right.
fucking
So-
LA.
Is it in LA?
He's got restaurants all over.
Yeah, but where is Salt
I
Bae
don't know.
actually
I thought
going
he
to
was
be though?
in like the fucking.
He was in the Emirates.
Yeah, Emirates.
Yeah,
That's like his main spot. I
Yep.
thought.
That's where
where he's
you
from.
go. So if we're in the United Emirates, we're in Dubai, where it's considered the billionaires' playground, and if we're in Dubai, and this is just me, right? This is not like I'm not used to that shit. I'm not used to that shit at all.
It's okay to be sus.
I'm
in
not
Dubai.
used to that shit at all.
You just blow
if I'm
whoever
in
you
the
want in
United
Dubai.
Emirates, right?
I'ma
and I'm
do
just
me.
happy,
I'ma
like, yo,
do
I'm
me
in
in the
Dubai.
Emirates.
I'm in Dubai. Like, yo, we pulled up here and whatever the fuck we just pulled up in here. I'm about to meet fucking Salt Bae. This motherfucker is, cutting up the meat at the table. This motherfucker bring up the fucking thing. I'm about to be like,
tongue out and shit. I'm snapping
I'm
pictures
eating
like a
that shit.
motherfucker over here. I'm like, oh shit. It's on the IC Instagram. Turkey,
this
okay.
shit is
It's in
in
Turkey.
He's
Look at
Turkish
that.
dude, right? Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't tell from the internet
From
videos.
Turkey.
They all look the same. Anywhere in that area, all looks very similar to me.
I've heard
called
Turkey. I heard Turkey
Yeah.
though is a spot.
Never been.
I have heard that Turkey
one
was
of my
fun.
boys went to Turkey
Like-
like within the last year.
During the
And,
pandemic, my man went
yeah.
to Turkey. Okay.
Went to Turkey. It was all secluded and and
Okay.
went there, and thought like I didn't really know what to expect. It was like, yo, like this is like legit. Like we need to come here
Damn.
and experience this, because the one thing I
Yeah.
was like, this is the
It's a modern,
right, and it's
liberal
like
Muslim
the one
country.
thing that I was missing was all my people, to really enjoy this this experience. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yo, you fly me out to Turkey, homie. We there.
We gotta go out to Turkey.
Shit, missing my people. All your people out there.
No, we gotta go to Turkey.
Right.
At some point though, we're gonna be good. We're gonna fly to Turkey just
why
on
not? A Tuesday. Like, yo, we going to Turkey.
Not on a Tuesday. It ain't shit popping. We ain't going there. But still,
we shit popping when we get there.
Shit is going up.
As fly as you say it is. Don't matter what day it is. Like, it's popping, but only on like Fridays and Saturdays.
Who knows? Anyway, the Batman finished. It's wrapped filming.
Now a year of post-production.
And so we're in post-production now. So
nice.
Looking forward to that, man. I'm fucking excited about that. They've had so many obstacles,
pandemics.
Yep. The pandemic. Rob Pattinson had COVID. Like, a few people had COVID. They had to stop filming.
Did he get hurt? I feel like he got hurt.
No. I don't remember him being hurt. It stopped filming a couple times just because of the pandemic. But we're getting that in. Is it like March 22nd or some shit like that? Around that same time.
That's like Tuesday, son.
Let's see. No, I'm talking about 22, bro. 22.
Yeah.
No, now I'm about to say what you talking about.
Yeah, they just wrapped filming, so we're gonna get it in a week.
That's what that means, right?
They're putting a rush on every fucking thing.
Quick post production, and
I'm thinking next year. So no, I'm looking forward to that, dude. I can't fucking wait.
Another year of speculation.
Are you excited about this movie?
It's too far to get excited, but yes, I will be excited once it gets closer. I
The
can't
initial
be
trailer-
excited now.
The initial trailer to me had me
Yeah,
excited.
his Jason Bourne
that.
fighting, I still remember that vividly. That was so dope. Like,
That was great.
I'm still excited. It's a long way off. I gotta calm it down.
Yeah,
I guess. Just be calm.
If anything that we've learned from WandaVision is, like, don't expect as much as
no. Don't read into things.
Don't read into things. Don't really expect more than
once that show ends.
I read into it all.
I'm not gonna think about it anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping another universe spans from this, because, that's what the movies fucking do. One movie's a hit. Now they plan out a fucking universe, and then that shit doesn't hit, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna do a Batman again.
It could be interesting.
Wait, that's not canon. This is canon over here, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know how
they'll do it, but
because
I'd be okay with it. Because it looks pretty sick so far. At least if they don't do a universe, at least give me a nice Chris Nolan.
Well, they're
trilogy.
already setting the foundation for Earth. Like, the Rob Pattinson's Batman is Earth 2, and this Batman is Earth. Right. And I guess Michael Keaton is Earth 89. They started going with the years.
Oh, the years.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're already setting that foundation so that, like, this is just in a different universe, and then at some point it could all come together.
I'm interested to see what happens in never mind, I'll cut this out. I can't remember what the fuck I was going to say.
Flashpoint?
Yes, that's what it was.
No cuts.
I'm interested to see how they what they end up doing in Flashpoint, how they like merge it all together and do all the multiverse of DCEU. Well, it's not DCEU, right? It's just DCU. I don't know what is it. It's not DCEU.
Yeah, it's DCEU.
Isn't DCEU what Aquaman and Wonder Woman are a part of?
Yeah, it's all DCEU. It's DC Extended Universe.
Well, I guess Flashpoint is DCEU. It's all DCEU. Even this new Batman movie will be.
Well, that's what I'm
DCEU?
saying. Like, they could easily make it DCEU if they're saying, Rob Pattinson's Batman takes place on Earth 2, whereas this one takes place. Like they're setting the foundation for.
I mean,
for
I
that.
would rather that they say that, but not actually connect the films. You know what I mean?
Right? No, I would too. I would too.
Don't
But we
try
don't
to
know.
make the multiverse portion of it part of the film, like Marvel is, as we suspect, doing, and kind of already has done with quantum stuff and the forthcoming Quantum Mania and the Multiverse of Madness. I think the DCEU could let Batman live in its own thing in that, Earth 2, and allow Chris Nolan's Batman to live in Earth 26 or whatever the fuck they want to call it, and Michael Keaton. Even though we know that Michael Keaton is coming into Flashpoint as Earth 89 or whatever, like, still let that just kind of live on its own. Like, don't bring Michael Keaton back as Batman in a new Batman movie that intersects. Like, I just don't want to see too much of that intersection. That's very confusing from like comic books.
Everything you just said really relies on the Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut. Like because
I thought he was talking about the
flopping
cookies.
or like being successful or what?
yeah, like whether it's going to be a part of everything, like whether it's going to be like a multiverse or if it's going to be its own standalone. Because if the Snyder cut is successful, they're going to make it a multiverse, and they're going to try to expand on the success of that. They're going to bring Zack Snyder back on, no matter what the fuck they're talking about. Like, no, he's not.
This isn't
blah,
canon.
blah,
'Cause
blah.
then they say
This
that
isn't
it wasn't canon.
Yeah, it's
That was
not
the big
canon.
thing.
Blah, blah, blah. It's
I
not
guess
canon.
it depends how successful it is.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on how successful it is, and I can obviously I don't have any ties to Hollywood, but I'm banking on them looking at this, seeing what type of numbers it produces with all the hype around it, and then everything else. Because why would they lay a foundation of, oh, this is Earth, blah, like this is Earth 2, this is Earth 89, this is if they're not trying to think of, okay, Snyder Cut is successful, we need to bring all of it together.
Maybe they're just covering their
I just
shitty
don't want
writing.
them to force. I'm sorry,
It's
but
DC.
I just
They're
don't want them
going to force it.
Robert Pattinson Batman into a movie that's a total different style. Because like
I'm hoping they won't, but there's definitely like they're at least setting the
like
stage
Matt
for
Reeves' direction should be over the whole trilogy. Like I said, like Chris Nolan had 3 movies. They were all his, and it wasn't influenced by outside things. I would hope that they have Matt Reeves do 3 fucking, if the Batman is successful, then fucking Matt Reeves gets 2 more movies that he can finish this story, and it just lives on its own, and it's Earth 2021 or whatever the fuck they want to call it.
Yeah.
And
he's Earth 2.
Yeah.
I believe he's Earth 2.
Or Earth 2, yeah. And just live on Earth 2, but I don't need to see Robert Pattinson show up in an Aquaman movie or some shit.
I don't think
like,
that's it.
There's just so
I don't think that's what
much of a different feel.
Who knows?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the way, at least, I mean, obviously none of us have seen the Batman yet, but from what we've seen in the trailers, like maybe it lends itself a little bit more to the Chris Nolan movies, but it doesn't lend itself at all to the DCEU movies. So like I just don't want it to lose that style.
I don't think it would though. All it really does is it creates a bigger. It creates a bigger platform for them to kind of mix things in if in fact like this is a hit, they want to make it work. I would hope that they leave it alone, even though like they just try to explain like this is Earth 2, this is Earth 89, this is, you know what I mean? Like I would hope that they would leave it alone, but DC makes some drastic ass decisions, all just trying to keep up with Marvel.
Yeah.
And it's like everything that you're saying is logical. However, it seems like everybody that's like in the studio,
They want that Disney money.
yeah, they want that money.
Think about Phase 3 Marvel. You could take almost any one of those heroes, any one of those movies, mash them together, bring in, Doctor Strange into what, and it
And it'd
all
be
fucking
good.
worked, dude.
Yeah,
it was
it worked.
all fire, dude. The way that DC has written and produced themselves like into this corner, like they can't. The only thing that they can do is say, oh yeah, this is the Rick and Morty style Earth C-138 and blah, 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 blah. Like, it looks poor, dude. Like,
It does.
it reflects poorly on the DCEU, their writers, just everything, dude. It bums me out big time.
And we might as well get into it.
Those characters, the DC characters, as a kid, those were my shit. Like, I didn't know dick about Marvel, but I knew Batman and, all those DC guys that were just like, that was comic books, dude. Like, that was really my shit.
And we can and like whatever. We don't really know what's going on, obviously, but it's like
not.
they are. It just seemed like everything is very sporadic, and they're trying to make it seem like
They're throwing shit at the wall and they're seeing what's
and
gonna
they're
stick.
trying to see. Oh well, Zack Snyder. None of that is canon. None of that is canon.
Right.
But and I guess
But
it's
they
not
could go back
spoiler
on that
alert.
and be like, oh, that is canon. By the
It's
way,
not.
we
It's
changed our
not
minds.
spoiler alert because we haven't, and we can talk about it now if you want. But you said it, Johnny. Like you brought up the article. Like the Rotten Tomatoes score for the Zack Snyder cut is
Set at 74%.
74%. What was the original one? Like 40.
Yeah.
Like 41%, some shit like that, something
Something
low
shitty.
like that, something shitty where it's a
Wasn't fresh, that's for sure.
It wasn't fresh, no. And it's like, so once they see those numbers, and they see, okay, like, and the reviews are great right now for the Snyder cut. Everybody's saying like it's not there. It has its like faults in as far as like the some effects you'll look at and be like, oh, you could tell that wasn't like complete, but to you and I, it probably it will all still look fire. As long as that storyline makes fucking sense, everybody's fucking happy. And everybody's talking shit like, oh, we're not bringing this person back, that person back. Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. Because if the Snyder cut is successful, and it's as successful as they're making it out to be, I trust that they're gonna look at those numbers and they're gonna go, oh, okay, we really need to double down on this.
Mm-hmm. I picture the suits and whatever the DCEU office looks like, and they're
a bunch of fucking assholes
looking at charts and numbers and saying, "Oh,
anytime I think of
40?
You said 40%.
Yep, 40%.
40%
versus 77 right now.
Right.
It went up 3 points. Nice.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a positive review, and I haven't even seen it yet. I just wanted to go up.
I'm just hopeful for it. I'm hopeful that it's gonna be a good movie.
115 reviews.
115
and those
reviews.
are like the critic reviews, right? Those aren't just like the random
the critics,
people, like
yeah.
the people that count.
There's not audience reviews
Nice.
yet, I think. Yeah. Audience reviews, I think, are no longer allowed before the flick has been released.
No, yeah.
Good. That's good.
Because they were doing all the review
Yeah, the
bombing
review
and shit.
bombing, dude. I hate that shit.
That shit is stupid. But I don't know, man. I'm thinking it's gonna be fucking fire, and once it is fire, it's Warner Brothers, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's Warner Brothers. So
Yeah,
Warner Brothers is gonna they're gonna have the. Every time I think of fucking Hollywood, I think of the people in the suits, and then I think of the actual people who care about the shit, right? And the people in the suits are the ones telling them, no, this is what we have to do. And then there's the people that are actually trying to write this.
The producers
and like, yo,
and
this is
writers
what
usually care.
Absolutely.
this is
There's
exactly
always
what we
the
want.
The money people, and then the creatives.
It's like a job that you go to, right? It's always like a job that you go to where you're like, why don't you hire the people that have worked that have been trying to work their way up and started from the bottom to manage the other people that are trying
from some other place.
Exactly. They're bringing people from some other fucking place that have no fucking clue what is going on over here or what has been going on in the past 10, 15 years, right? And they come with their experience from some other fucking place and they go, I'm going to make a change here. And then they fuck everything up. Yet they never learn that fucking that and this is every fucking job that you can think of. Yeah. Every job.
Typical corporate America.
Corporate America. They bring in somebody from somewhere fucking else to say, hey, I know what's best for here, and then deny the people that have been working their way up that know what's actually best for this situation here, and they snub them.
It's true.
We'll not go any deeper deeper into that.
Yeah.
I'll say this, that I'm expecting the Zack Snyder cut to be a very well-formed story. Right? And that's what was the problem with the original.
It wasn't you're right.
Is that it was very rushed. But I, of course, have to give my down negative.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
And
No, that's fine.
That,
we all have our reservations when it comes to this movie.
Yeah, right. You're right. And I'll reserve final judgment until after Thursday when I could watch it. But my negative on this is that it's a story that is apparently only able to be told in 4 hours. Like, there's so much going on. And the reason that Justice League theatrical release sucked is because there was so much going on. You don't even understand like why you're rooting for anyone, how they all got together, why are they suddenly all joined up. Now, granted, Joss Whedon made some directive choices that were kind of poor, and or some were very questionable, right? Mm-hmm. But I think he was working with a story that was already way too convoluted, and the studio was already saying, you can't make this movie 3 hours long.
Right.
And his original cut was 4 hours long, and they want him to cut an hour and a half out, and he's trying to argue for that. They're like, yo, you can't do this. So is it a great story if it's only able to be told in a 4 hour long movie? I'm sure it'll be good, but maybe he just overextended himself, right? Like he's just going to put too much to make this all work. And that maybe says that it doesn't work the way he wanted to make it happen.
I say we release the 4 hour Whedon cut and then we compare them. Because if Whedon got the 4 hour treatment that the Snyder cut is getting, maybe he could have told a coherent story as well, and maybe it would be in the 70s on Rotten Tomatoes.
But I think that would be Whedon's argument: is I don't need 4 hours to tell my story.
Clearly, he did.
Obviously, but he wasn't really telling his story; he was telling Zack's story.
Yeah.
If it was the Whedon cut, he would make an entirely whole different movie and start from scratch.
I want to see it.
So, all right.
Before I forget, I think I sent you guys the timeline, but I can't remember it, even though I sent it. Which movies came out before Justice League originally was released in 2017? It was Man of Steel, I know for sure.
Batman versus Superman.
Batman versus
And Batman
yep.
versus Superman. Was it just those two? Or was Wonder Woman out before that?
Aquaman?
No, Aquaman I know for sure was after.
Oh, okay.
He didn't direct Wonder Woman, right? No, he didn't. He didn't direct. I don't. Yeah, Aquaman definitely came out after. Everything came out after Justice League.
Oh yeah, because in Justice League, didn't they hint at Aquaman? Like,
So-
wasn't there
so
like post
in-
credits?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, so in Batman versus Superman is when they started, like
Like they were assembling.
Yeah,
the
they were
Justice League, right?
assembling-
They were going through the emails, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah,
that-
yeah.
that
Like it was
stupid.
like little things, and then Justice League was the one that actually brought those characters together. So all of the main movies came out afterward because Batman versus Superman came out.
Okay, here it is.
And
Man
she
of
was
Steel,
Gal Gadot
then
actually was in
BVS,
Batman.
then Suicide Squad, then Wonder Woman, then
Okay.
Justice League.
Okay, so
Okay,
Wonder
so
Woman,
Wonder
yeah,
Woman was
that's
out.
the one I
Then
was going to think 'cause she
Aquaman,
was
then
in
Shazam,
BVS.
then Birds of Prey. So Wonder Woman came out the same year as Justice League. Might have been right before.
And Wonder Woman, the
was
first
good.
one was really
Did
good.
good, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, in BVS is when at the end he sees no wait, Wonder Woman shows up in BVS, right?
Yeah, she was in the movie.
Yeah,
Throughout
yeah.
the movie.
And then a year later is when Wonder Woman came out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's like that's really what they did, man. They released Man of Steel in 2013 and then waited 3 years till BVS came out in 2016 and then dropped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies in a 2-year period.
Damn.
Yep, and we never got the Man of Steel 2.
Nope. It's
And
never
that was
gonna happen.
And let me tell you why
That was
Man
the
of
best
Steel
one.
2, I quite honestly, and even though like all right, so Zack Snyder he made 300, which is a great movie. He made Watchmen, which was a great movie prior to then.
Mm-hmm.
Why, in my opinion, why Man of Steel was the most superior movie of all of these was because Chris Nolan was a producer.
I agree.
Because Chris Nolan came off of the Batman trilogy, was like, all right, I'm gonna help with this movie, and then pass it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
He helped with that. That movie was fire, and then let it go.
And then he said, "Okay, it's all
like
you
this
from
is
here."
this is
I
all
wonder
yours.
if
I'm
there
gonna
was
build this
something that
world for you.
happened.
I'm gonna help
Take
build
it.
this world for you here, and then
And then he just
and then the
fucking
shit just-
threw it on the ground and said, "Fuck your bullshit, Chris Nolan."
I wonder if there was like a bad relationship or something that he didn't want to continue. Like something happened that he was like, all right, Warner Brothers, I'm done.
I don't think that's how.
I don't know.
I don't think that's how Chris Nolan works, man. He's definitely like a fucking he's awesome when it comes to all this shit, like all these movies and everything. And he even I think the reason why we didn't get more of his movies was literally because Heath Ledger passed away. Because he said that it was supposed to be a 5-movie deal or some shit like that. I know for sure 100% that the trilogy had to, or the third movie
Joker was going to be in the
had
third
to
movie,
be or the third movie was based around the Joker's trial. So with the third movie would have came easily a 4th or 5th movie. So he had a whole plan. And then when Heath Ledger died and they couldn't go through with that, they had to rush
We
a
got
third
fucking
script.
Anne Hathaway.
I mean, even
No, I'm just kidding. Anne Hathaway did a great
no,
job.
I'm just saying, like, even considering like how they had to rush that script and rewrite it,
Yeah.
it was a good movie.
It was. Yeah, no, it wasn't.
It was a
like
it was a
Bane,
good
Tom
movie.
Hardy,
Yeah,
like,
it was
it
it was a really good movie.
It's better than any other DC
But
bullshit.
that's
out there.
not what he originally planned.
Yeah. I mean, he may do. What are you going to do?
Right. And then after that third one that he had to do that, he was just like, all right, well, I'm out.
How would Joss Whedon have handled that? How would Zack Snyder have handled that? We don't know. But
They
Nolan
would've
handled
got
it like
fired.
a boss.
They would have got fired.
Like a bowl.
Like
Yeah.
a boss.
We need a big ass like Nolan mural.
Okay.
He's
I'm
like,
okay
no,
with
I don't.
that.
He's
Really,
like, I don't
guys?
think
The
so. I
Taika
don't
Nolan?
think so.
Maybe in that corner over there. I don't know about front and center right here.
That's for Taika.
That's for Tarantino.
Oh, that's for Tarantino. I thought you would.
Tarantino.
I thought you would have said that was for your boy.
That's for Johnny Sins.
Yeah, Johnny Sins. A big Johnny Sins mural
Big
of,
Johnny
of,
Sins.
of him poking his dick towards.
What were
Dave.
those posters called that were like life size? That were like athletes and shit. You know what I'm
Fat
saying?
heads.
Oh, the fat heads. Yeah,
the-
fat heads.
yeah, Johnny Sins fat head, dude. Just fat heads all along the way here, dude. Like porn stars, actors, musicians.
We're
like
working
anybody,
on
yeah.
it. We're working on it.
Johnny Sins. He'd have to be ass
Definitely
naked.
a Johnny Sins.
I actually know somebody at Fathead.
What?
You
I wonder
what?
if I could get
Oh, at
custom
Fathead?
Fatheads.
That would be
Yeah.
dope. Hey man, yeah,
That
let's
would
do
be
that.
Let's put a Johnny fat head right in the middle here, so it looks like Johnny's always.
We no longer even use his footage on the videos. We just zoom into
we do
the
it
fucking.
South Park
right.
style, where his head opens like he's Canadian.
We just need a cardboard
That'd be dope.
cutout of him leaning forward right here, and that's it. We're good.
Bennigan's.
Oh shit. All right. So we don't have much more. I still want to do the the spoiler alert segment for some reason because we've been doing it for so long.
What do we
But
got? What are we spoiling?
but instead I want to talk about movies that have recently released, and then we can talk freely. But let people know, like, okay, spoiler alert on this.
You're not spoiling shit I haven't seen, have you?
Yeah,
What
of
are
course,
we- what are we
100%. Yeah,
talking
of
about?
course. No. So no, I definitely want to talk about
Handmaid's
couple
Tale.
things.
This is time to drop off, Johnny.
So all
Have a
right.
good night,
So before
buddy.
we get into before we get into that, two movies were announced that they were possibly in the mix. So there is a sequel to The Nightmare Before Christmas that is coming out. I don't know why the fuck
I
they
never
would
saw the
want
first
to
one,
do.
dude. I always thought
I
it was
enjoyed the
trash.
first one. I
always
mean,
thought-
it was like it's a thing. It's a thing.
I don't understand it. It was
No?
like it's like Christmas, but it looks like Halloween. It was scary. Like I don't. I
It's
saw
like-
it as a
it's
kid, and I
like-
was
It was
like,
an
I could
emo
not give a
thing.
fuck less.
I thought you were an
about
emo
any
It is an
other
emo
movie.
thing. It is an emo thing.
I was not. Apparently, I wasn't that emo.
No.
No, because that looked like a piece of shit. I
No.
hated it.
It was interesting because it's separate worlds. It's like there's a Halloween world, there's like a Christmas world, and they didn't know anything about each other. And Jack Skellington finds the doorway into the Christmas world, gets exposed to Santa, all that shit, like in its own world, like they're happy-go-lucky. And then this is Halloween world where everything is like scary, spooky. There's gothic. And then he tries to bring that world to the Halloween world, and you know what I mean. And
I mean, the
That-
story
that's what
sounds
it's
kind
about.
of sweet, but like the claymation is what throws me off.
I'm not.
dude.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't-
not.
Claymation
I'm not
is what is
into.
dope about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm personally, I am not into
You don't like
claymation animation. I'm not, but
Like, I like the Christmas one, like Rudolph and shit. Like, I fuck with that.
so
Coraline?
you said
You
you're
didn't like
into
Coraline?
No, I don't fuck with Coraline.
that. See, but you're into that, and for me, I'm not into claymation, and I fuck with A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Interesting.
I always avoided it my entire life. 34 years I've gone. I see
That's
that
why
and
I couldn't get into Chicken
turn
Run.
away.
I couldn't get into like those Wallace
I
and
love
Gromit
those
movies
movies.
Never
because
watched
I mean,
Wallace
not
and Gromit.
Wallace
See,
and Gromit is a little too underage for me. Underage.
I'm just saying
that
like
sounds
that
weird.
that
Yeah,
team
that sounds
That
it's,
team
it's a little too childish.
makes the same type of
But
movies.
Too
Chicken
much.
Run was freaking hilarious. I appreciate the art so much behind claymation that's why
I feel you on that though.
that's one of the main reasons I love Coraline. I think
Coraline was good.
Coraline
was
was dope just because of like
yeah, it was good.
it was a great weird emo story, but also like the art and the work that goes into claymation is so wicked. I fucking
Was Frank
love
and
it.
Weenie? Was that claymation?
That was also Tim
Think
Burton.
so, but no, I think
It is. It
Was
is
it
claymation. I
or
wanna
was
say.
it like
Was Frank and
digital
Weenie, was it Tim Burton?
faking claymation?
No, Frank and Weenie was claymation.
Okay,
I liked Frank
because
and
there's
Weenie.
sometimes
but
where
it-
they
but-
like
but they're both
it's
Tim Burton.
CGI, but it's they're trying to make it look like claymation. I don't know.
Possibly.
I can't remember Frankenweenie. I don't think I saw it.
Yeah, I don't really remember it either because I hate claymation and and it wasn't my shit. But I want to say it is claymation, but you could be completely right. Where
CGI-ish. I don't know.
Where it's CGI made to look like claymation.
Right.
It's like Toy Story did a claymation movie.
Yeah.
But I
Toy
liked
Story
it.
did a claymation movie?
No, I'm saying that's what Frankenweenie looks like that animation style. Like they tried to animate.
Oh,
the
that's why he
claymation.
fucking liked it. Because it's Martin Short as Mr. Frankenstein.
Oh, I love
Look at
Martin
that.
Short.
Winona
You know that.
Ryder. It's all his favorite people.
Big Martin Short guy.
No, but I'm not huge on claymation and
I think that's CGI. Bro.
I think it is CGI. I think Frankenweenie was
that looks
CGI,
like
but
CGI. That's why I liked it. 'Cause
but
it
A
was
Nightmare
CGI.
Before Christmas is definitely a classic for sure. And I don't know what I would expect from a sequel, but we'll see. But apparently that's in the works. Galaxy Quest 2 is talked about being in the works, which I enjoyed the first one. I remember
Galaxy
that.
Quest 2.
Yeah, with Tim Allen.
Is Tim Allen going to be in the second one?
It's all rumors. It's all rumors. So there's not a whole lot of information, but that's the assumption.
I
If there's
never saw it.
if there's a Galaxy
I
Quest,
bought
2.
a ticket to Galaxy Quest, but we went and saw Deuce Bigelow, Mal Gigolo. We
Oh.
snuck into Deuce Bigelow so that we could see that. And it
Much
was,
better movie.
oh, it's so.
Much better movie.
so
I love Zeus Bigelow. However, Galaxy Quest though was one of the
Yeah.
movies that you watch it and as a kid and you enjoy it. Like it was one of my it's one of my I can't say guilty pleasures because I don't give a fuck about liking it, but it was one of the movies that I enjoyed.
I mean, I know Tim Allen was in it, and like I can picture him in his little like space uniform, like
You don't know
Star
what
Trek
it's
style.
about
I don't
or
know. I
anything.
have no context to anything.
It's
not sure I
essentially
remember
they're in a movie.
Yeah.
Galaxy Quest they were
Sigourney Weaver, right?
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver, Tim Allen, they and who's,
what's his face from Die Hard there? Alan Rickman.
Yes.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman, yes. They were actors on a show. The show was running too far and like they're all getting over it.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And then the aliens
they
come
had to act like it was the show.
Yeah, the aliens come in, they're like
sounds terrible, dude.
it was my shit. I like that
so
shit. I like
bad.
that show when I was younger. I mean, I'm talking about when we were
It's
younger.
like what our job was. We can do this, guys.
Yeah, exactly. It's more like he's an alcoholic and he's just like
Was he
Not
trafficking,
even wanting-
Was he trafficking cocaine? Because if he wasn't, then it's not Tim Allen.
no, this was not, Breaking Bad Galaxy Quest edition.
No, that was real Tim Allen in the 80s, remember?
Huh?
So that was real Tim Allen.
Oh
in the
yeah,
80s,
yeah.
dude.
No, that was in the 70s. He looks fucking
Fuck
young
yeah.
as fuck in that
that mustache.
Yeah.
I need a tattoo of that. Danny, can you get on that?
Yeah.
Can I
Oh,
get
I'm sure he
a mugshot tattoo of Tim
I am
Allen.
sure he would be fucking down for that, dude.
Nah, I gotta let Danny do the
Just seen
Goodfellas
the
painting.
entire Home
that's true.
Improvement series.
Yeah, that's right. You were watching all that.
Yeah. Joyce got all the way through.
What was the finale? Was it sad? Did they all come out and do their little bow?
It actually
end? Did they
wasn't
show
as sad as I thought it was gonna be.
Did Wilson die while
no,
they were
it
filming?
was,
or was he there
Al's
for the
wedding.
last- Oh.
and
Al
got married.
I
in
forgot. I remember
his
I watched
backyard.
the season finale or the series finale, but
Vaguely.
I just remember that I've seen it. I don't remember what actually went down.
Dun, 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 dun. That
It wasn't
90s
that
intro
impressive.
theme.
Yeah.
I got that. I can hear that 90s intro theme in my head right now.
The part
So-
that is never forget is that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
I can never do the Tim Allen noise where he, that manly like.
You could never do that.
No. It's,
Oh man.
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, that was the
Stop.
shit. He said, "I don't know how he does that."
It was an interesting show to watch back.
That
We
was the
watched
weirdest
some shit
place
like
for
that
that
from the
I
fucking
know. I just had to fuck with you.
90s or whatever. You're like, Shit is so weird. And one, like, I can't believe they got away with saying that shit. And other,
They've said
like,
some shit in Home Improvement where it was like, oh, they got away.
Homophobic. It was probably
yeah, like
that shit flew back then, dude.
Not
That
in
was
the
second
same way. Not. I can't believe he got away with saying it like, in like he said something wild. It's that he was extreme. Like, I guess that's the whole point of the show, right? He's like a fucking super manly macho guy.
Yeah.
But like, there was a lot of times where he said some wild ass, like
what? What sticks out?
Or just like, you know, like
I'm sure it's
you
like
know, women
very
in the kitchen type stuff. And,
yeah, that shit. Yeah, that's what I assumed.
women
Dude,
not
nothing
being
is
able to
worse
do
than-
things like it was just like a lot of anti-women stuff.
And then there's the canned laughter that they play after all those jokes because it's all fucking bullshit laughs.
I think that was a live studio audience.
Yeah, they would do. They did all that.
And
in
the
live
last
studio.
Tool
episode,
Time. I think you're thinking of Tool Time.
It did all of
Well,
it
I
in a
mean,
live
Tool
studio.
Time was definitely a live studio audience that was pulled from the main
So, wait,
studio
wait.
audience.
Wait. Was there a live
Sitcoms.
studio audience watching the Tool Time studio audience film the episode of Tool Time?
No, I think they were
Sitcoms,
from
I would think.
the
In
the
general,
same
The
audience.
real audience. So
Yeah.
those were real people. Those were not.
I think they.
Don't you remember,
they
like,
get,
did you not see the Fresh Prince thing? Like the Fresh Prince?
The same Fresh Prince, son.
I understand that, but they were all within the same fucking format where everything was like, it even said in the beginning, like it would
Taped
give
in front
a
of a live studio.
yeah, it would give a disclaimer saying taped in front of a live studio
Yeah,
audience.
Home Improvement didn't have that disclaimer.
I always
It
felt
didn't?
like the Tool Time had the
I've
little
seen
bullshit set.
No, but there would be after, you could hear it in like the clips, like every episode at the end during the credits were bloopers, and you would hear people laughing at like his bloopers.
Gotcha. He really
Yeah,
did
why would they
finish
put a
the
laugh
series.
track for that?
Yeah,
So don't you question me on my Tool Time, bitch. I know
Word.
this shit.
I know this shit now.
I know this shit. Yo, were you watching The Sopranos for real? Or were you just
Yeah.
watching? Are
You
you like
started?
still watching?
I
You
started.
watching?
Yeah, I'm like 3 episodes in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What are
I
your
just
thoughts
started
so
watching.
far?
somewhere.
Huh?
What are your thoughts so far?
I mean, it's cool. Yeah, it's a good show. I'm not at the point where I'm just like, oh my god, and I'm starting to speak Italian.
3 episodes.
But yeah, I'm only 3
You'll get
episodes
the
in.
mannerisms. the
Yeah,
hand.
like I already know these.
The
I know
the
this.
gabagool.
Yeah, the gobble. See, I almost said that. But I didn't want to go there. The gabagool.
Oh, you're about to be in the family soon.
Word. So, and I don't even like. It's cool. I'm gonna keep it going, but it's just me. So it's like on my downtime.
Sure.
Whenever
exactly.
my girl and I ain't watching something together, I throw it on. Like
She don't like mob
because
shit.
before. No, it's not even that. She's already seen it.
She's already. Yo, his girl's
Yeah,
already.
my girl's
seen,
already seen it because
She's already seen The Sopranos. She know.
Yeah,
She know.
like her family and stuff. They've
She
all
won't
seen
watch
it.
it
So
again?
she's down as just like it was a thing. I think where I was home dolo and I didn't know what to put on, and I'm like, all right, well, let me just put on Sopranos because I know she's already seen it.
Right.
Because everybody fucking tells me, oh, you never seen Sopranos? You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, well, let me put on fucking Sopranos, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't need to have this whole fucking disclaimer, but we're at least going to talk about this fucking movie because we've been talking about it for a couple weeks now. But let's talk about that I Care a Lot movie. And I only hit that up because it's what it's been on Netflix for a few weeks, and if you want to watch the movie, maybe you don't want to hear what we're going to be talking about. But
Right.
dude, you asked me like, yo, if you watch that, like, we need to talk about it. That movie pissed me the fuck off.
Right?
First of all, it pissed me the fuck off. First of all, that she has the audacity. Like, I know that there are people in this world that think the way that she does. Dave, do you know at least the synopsis of this movie?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know the premise. I know what's going.
Like, I know that there are people, and that's like a big thing with me, right? Is like, that's why, like, I can't make money on something that hurts other people because it's just against me in general. And when I see people like her that just don't give a fuck, it's just like, well, fuck it. It's just like, it just benefits me. Fuck everybody else, which is a lot of people, let me tell you. That's maybe even, I would like to say, a majority of people would not give a fuck. It just pisses me off that, that she's able to run this business, steal, like, literally keep these people away from their families so that she could just, like, take their shit, auction off their... So, all right. So, I guess we should talk about the premise a little bit so that people are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Recap.
All right. So, there's a movie on Netflix called I Care a Lot. And this movie, the whole premise is of a caretaker, right? Is that what she is?
I believe that's the official term, yeah.
Okay, so it's a young woman. She is a caretaker. What she does is she works with like the hospital and with doctors, and if, let's say, your grandmother is deemed as showing signs of dementia and cannot take care of herself, then, and she has no other like family that would claim responsibility for her, she claims responsibility for her. But what she does is she does that and she'll take it, like, even if you're visiting your mom every day. Oh, well, he hasn't asked her to live with him. So then she'll take that shit to court with no one present to fight for this person. And she goes, oh yeah, and then she has their doctor sit there who knows what the deal is and go, yeah, she can't take care of herself and no one cares. And so then it's court appointed that she is now taking care of this person. They move them into
legal guardian, power.
Yep, like a legal
charge of their finances.
So then she moves them into a like a nursing home where she refuses, like she tells the people there who are also in it, like, what's up? They know what's up.
Yeah. They
would refuse that their family members see this person because they're on this medication. She's the one who dictates what type of medication she's on or that person is on.
And she'll say that like they're not in a state
the second that they are out, she is selling all of their shit. So, of course, all of these people are like loaded, have money.
Yeah, she only targets loaded people.
Okay.
She puts their shit on auction in order to pay her expenses of taking care of them.
Yep.
Quote unquote.
Is this a true story?
I highly doubt.
That's the wild shit. I looked it up, and this shit is based on true fucking facts, man.
Wow. And they don't say that in the movie.
Even more upset and why I wanted to talk about
They don't even say that in the movie. Like, in the movie, It doesn't say that it's based on true events. But that's what I was going to say is, like, I'm pretty sure that this is 100% based on real life.
It's got to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Dude, this movie had me fucking furious. It's just like, it's not even a fact like if you took your mom and, like, she got older and you said, oh, I'm gonna put her in a nursing home and whatnot. It's not even that. It's like you're just living your life and whatever, and someone could come in, and if your parents built up a certain amount of wealth, someone could literally come in and their doctor would lie and say they can't take care of themselves, and you didn't take the responsibility of owning up to. Why? Because your parents are actually sound people.
Yeah.
But they would say, oh, the doctor is saying that they're not capable of taking care of themselves.
Done anything,
and
so
you
look like
you have nothing. You can't do anything because it's court appointed.
It's frustrating. Just to hear it, dude. Like, I'm glad I didn't watch it because I'd be livid right now, dude.
Yo.
You don't even know.
Yo, I was
I've had grandparents and shit like that were put into homes and in that position where that could have been them.
Right. And so now the good points of
And
this
it's
movie.
Rosamund Pike, and she's so sexy too. Like it's got to
She
be
is.
hard to hate her at the same time because she's so fine.
Oh my god, I fucking hate her so much now. I
Yes.
watched the fucking Golden
Yes.
Globes when she won, and I was mad that she
Yo,
won for
this
that role.
bitch, this
And I was like,
stupid
I don't
bitch.
want to fucking like support her for that bullshit ass movie. And then she thanked Americans' broken healthcare system for allowing the role to exist.
damn.
And I'm like, fuck you even more, man.
like, why would you thank the broken American health system?
Because that's why the story existed. Because the dude that wrote the story like found a news article about some shit that really happened and said it took him down into a click hole where he just kept reading story after story after story
Wrote
about
a whole movie on it.
different shit of people taking advantage of old seniors. And it's all because our fucking, compared to like the UK or whatever, where I guess
Yeah.
everything's fucking included, and you go to a nursing home and you don't got to pay for it because it's part of your like 80% taxes you're paying or whatever. Fucking, in America, everybody, you got to pay if you want to go to a nursing home, and that shit is all private. And so, yeah, that's why that's why she made that joke. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard to hate her, but after watching this movie, I can only hate her.
Yeah, dude. It's like Sharon Stone in Casino. You can only hate her after this performance.
I do see Sharon.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, this bitch, she had it all. And
Exactly,
she had to fuck
exactly
around.
like that.
Yeah, like fuck her.
Yo, Ace had you, girl, and you fucking around.
Yep, you
Yeah.
fucking around with that.
Anytime
fucking piece of
I've
shit.
seen her in anything since then, I just say, "Oh,
Ginger.
Joyce, look, that's the girl from that fucking I Care a Lot movie."
Yeah. Yep.
Yo,
Even people that look like her that have like that same fucking haircut, are like, oh, I can't fucking
Yeah.
watch this shit. It
The one-
reminds
she
me of
looks
that
like a
bitch from that
Karen.
fucking movie.
she looks like a Karen. So the one thing that I do like about the movie though is fucking Peter Dinklage.
That's what I heard. That was
Peter-
the one
Word.
shining,
Yeah, he was
Peter
shining
Dinklage-
spot was the saving grace of that movie was
Correct.
Peter Dinklage. I heard.
Correct, because in the,
Agreed.
like the synopsis in the movie is that she finds a target, she speeds it up. Like, who is this person? Oh, she looks like she's loaded. They look up all her shit. She's perfectly sound. That's another thing that pisses me off. The main lady in the movie, she's perfectly sound. She gets up in the morning. She's in her home and she makes her coffee and she's watching like her TV. She goes to sit down and enjoy her breakfast, and they've already had the court case. Here's a knock on the door. It's fucking Rosamund Pike, and she's just like, "Hi," like, and she's like, "Oh, do I know you?" Like, it's the mother. Actually, it was the mother from Edward Scissorhands. So that little throwback. It was it was the mother from Edward Scissorhands. So she's a lovely woman. Everything is sound. She's enjoying her breakfast. This person comes knock on her door and starts asking questions like, "Hi, my name is blah blah blah. I'm here to pick you up." She's like, "What are you
Where are we
talking
going?"
about?" Yeah, exactly. Don't
Yeah.
worry about that. Pack your, grab your stuff. And she's like,
Whoa.
"What are we talking about?" She's like, "Oh, the court said this and this and that. You need to come with me." And then she looks outside. There's a cop. There's like everything
A psycho van.
pushing her. And she's just a lady, like didn't go to the
Going about
hospital
her
for
day.
anything.
Yeah.
And they try to push her out. Turns out that her
Son.
yeah, she comes somebody comes knocking on the door after this whole thing happens. It's like, "Where is this person?" "Oh, she's out of here. She left." Like, what? Okay. He leaves, goes to talk to his boss, which turns out to be Peter Dinklage, who is an undercover, or not undercover, but he was a
Mob boss.
yeah, like a Russian mob boss who
Ooh.
faked his death.
Okay.
And
Witness
this is his
protection?
mother.
Is he in witness
No, he faked his death, so they don't even.
protecting. He's just on the low.
Okay.
He's just
He's
on the
just a
low, so he
hidden-
can't come
On
out.
the low.
Right. But what I love about Peter Dinklage is that I love that he takes these roles that it's like, how are you not going to see this little person mob boss, like that this person still is alive? You know what I mean? Like, how can? But it's just like those type of roles where we just ignore
How
it.
are you not gonna call him a little leprechaun?
Right, where we just
to let
ignore
one of
that
his elves
he's a
from
little
North Pole?
person, you know.
Or he's Miles,
I love when he
Miles
takes those.
Finch.
Yeah,
Was that his name?
Yep.
Elf?
Angry elf.
he's an angry elf, exactly. So he's pissed off that he's like, "What are you talking about? Like, my mother never misses on this date. Like, it was a specific date. He always sees her. What are you talking about? She's not there. Who the like?" No, and
What's
then they
going
start
on? Something's up.
and then they start digging into it, and that's where she finds out, like,
Does he tear it down? Does he?
But even she was like rational enough, or not rational, but like at least lucid enough to be like when like the first time Rosamund Pike's character visited her, she finally was like kind of out of her shit.
yeah, because they had her
out of
like
her
really
stupor 'cause
medicated.
They were over drugging her, and she was like, "Wait a minute, what day is today?"
Yeah, she's like, oh,
She's like,
yeah.
Oh, she knew.
"You're gonna
She
be
knew.
sorry."
Oh,
Yeah.
that's dope.
Like she knew, like
Yeah.
you fucked up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
exactly.
definitely are not. And you know, this is what gets me about the movie, though, is that yes, you fucked up. You expect that this bitch is gonna meet some retribution,
Right.
Yes.
And she doesn't.
And
no, there's no retribution.
No.
Bro, the satisfaction is just not
It's
there.
not
See,
there.
Like there
that's
is.
what pissed me
We
off.
said spoiler alert.
Yeah.
We're fucking spoiling the shit out
Yeah.
of this movie.
Really, for Dave,
There
I don't
is
care.
satisfaction, but it is like 5 minutes before the fucking end of the movie, and it's just a straight up gunshot. That's
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay.
Of all the bullshit that they go through,
Like, even
she never
even,
gets fucking tortured. Like you want her to be.
Yo,
fucking
you want-
tortured and
gunshots can be
destroyed,
cathartic,
bro.
though.
No, he tried.
And
He
she
tried
keeps
though.
on
He
coming
tried.
back and winning.
He tried he tried to get her. He set her up perfectly, and she ended up victorious on that. Right. Like, and it was just like it was like a thing where I got pissed off because it got to a point where she was
I was
starting
like,
to
don't
best
tell me
him.
this bitch is gonna walk away.
She's
from
starting
this movie
to
winning.
She starts besting him, and when she does best him, what does he do? He goes, "Oh, we really need to get in business together," and then start this fucking like a business
Yes.
around the same around her whole shit.
Oh, shit.
He still got what he wanted. He got his mom out. He got everything.
That got me
But
so mad.
that pissed me the
bro.
fuck off.
Yeah.
That pissed. And I hear so many people like talking about, "Oh, this is such a great movie."
Who said that?
A lot of people are praising the movie.
The reviews were ripping it apart. What
Really?
I
It's a good
read,
movie.
A lot of people were like, I'm talking about
reviews
like
are
The reviews
online.
on IMDb, because when you
I
guys
didn't
told
look
me
at
you were
those.
going to
I
talk
didn't know
about this, I thought I would read some reviews, and the reviews were terrible. And it's like, I'm not even going to bother watching this, is what I said. That's
No,
why,
you didn't-
that's why I
like-
haven't watched it.
No, I mean, motherfucker. Next time we ask you to watch it so we
Next
can
time,
have it, so we can
motherfucker.
converse.
No, this is still been
however,
good. This has still been
though,
good.
it's like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't the greatest movie that I've ever seen by
Nor
far.
was
I
it
mean, she
close.
won a fucking Golden Globe.
But
How-
she won.
it
Yeah,
can't be a
she
bad
won a
movie.
Golden Globe. I mean, they did well, like as far as, but it
Just
pissed
people
me
pissed
off because of,
people sounded pissed off. Like
it
you
was
guys.
pissed off about
if
the
they're
story.
audience
like,
reviews,
They were audience reviews. Yeah, no,
you're
these
ta-
were not critic
then
reviews.
yeah,
These were
then
just
definitely
people,
people are gonna be like
Yeah.
me. If I wrote a fucking review for the movie, I would give it fucking 2 stars because I would be
Facts.
like,
No, you're right.
fuck
See, that's
this movie
unfair,
and how
though.
it made me feel.
The fact that it made you feel that strongly, I feel like that says something. That's a good movie right there. A movie
right?
that
No,
moves you like that.
yeah. And no, but we definitely
Yeah,
like
no.
I saw the end
I
of that
get it.
movie, and my girl was like, "Oh, that was a pretty good movie." And for me, I was just like, man,
Heated.
like I was upset at the ending of this movie that I was like, man, fuck this movie, because this bitch, like, you know what I mean, like. They go into business together, and you know, like, and now they're like living it
Taking
up,
it.
and like,
That's
and like
what had me
they're
incensed.
fucking huge now, and what ultimately led to her death was the one guy early on that was upset that he didn't get to see
He
his.
just came
Well,
out
he
of
didn't.
nowhere,
Well, it
Barrett.
was
You just fucking pop.
before this happened, there was a guy who was just like trying to see his mom, and she refused to let him see his mother, and he was accusing her of all these things. And then he pops up at the end and fucking she's like happy go like, oh, where are we gonna go? Blah blah blah. She's like now on top of the world, created this fucking huge business about it. And he was like, my mother died and I didn't even get to see her. You know, she died in there and he fucking shot her. You know, and
American
it's just
Sniper
like,
style.
And then it ends.
And then it ends, and that's it. And it's like you get, like you said, like okay, she dies, but there's no satisfaction for the amount of shit that she put people through. And I was livid. Like I could think of like if my mother made that type of money and somebody tried to, and I'm trying to see my mother and nobody's like, they're not letting me go into this place to see my mother because this bitch is over here talking about
raging.
I'm the exactly. You're raging. So all of those emotions, you go through those emotions, but there's, even though she dies, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's
she
not
needs
enough.
to die
and
twice.
it's just like one bullet, and then she's like,
yeah. And she dies in the arms.
She dies like a little slow, sad
She dies
death
in the arms of the woman she loves.
Of the woman she loves.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like,
All
get
right.
the fuck out of here. Like, fuck this shit. Like,
it just had me so incensed, bro. I had to speak on it because it was
word.
and yeah, like, you know, I respected Peter Dinklage's character through the whole thing, and it made the story better, the way he controlled himself, the way he played that mob boss character. But when he fucking was like, you know what, I like what you're doing here, and let's just go into business together.
I was livid after that. I was like, yo, fuck this movie,
bro.
man.
Just because your mom got saved,
Yep.
now you're like, all right, now, and that was his bargaining chip, right?
I think
He was like,
it
let her
really
go and we'll go into
it really
business
was
together.
his bargaining
Something
chip
like
because
that.
she had him fucked.
She had
him
man.
fucked.
And that's what pisses me off.
She had him fucked, and he was like, yo, and he was just like, all right, so how about this? I have the money.
That's the point of the movie, is to make me feel good.
Yeah, that is the point of the movie. So yeah, dude, I would still recommend you watch.
I might. I mean, even though I
recommend.
know.
Yeah, I know that you know pretty much what's going. But I want you to watch this movie and experience it,
Yeah, I get it.
and then tell me how you feel about it. Like I even enjoy like us. It doesn't even have to be on air, but you just tell
text
me
you
like,
about it.
yo,
I'm almost finished with
fuck
Handmaid's
this
Tale.
person.
I'll once I finish Handmaid's, I'll
Handmaid's
bang
Tale
it
is
out.
fire.
Good
And I did watch Cherry, but I will wait until you guys watch it.
Well, I'm watching
Yeah,
Cherry.
I'll wait till you guys talk about
watch
that.
Cherry this week.
We will talk about that.
That shit looks fucking
It was
fire.
it was a good movie. It was completely different than what I expected
Yeah.
it to be. All I could say about that one is Tom Holland brought his A game. The Russo brothers.
I expect nothing less from any of those gentlemen.
Yep, Russo brothers definitely brought their A game. So
Word.
You think it'll get like awards? Think that good?
it's tough to say because it's so early in the year.
They might
That
forget
a
about
lot
it
of-
by the
a
time
lot
the
of
award
these-
shows.
It makes me feel like they don't think it's award worthy to release
Award-worthy
it so
movies
early.
get released in December. That's the golden rule.
That's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
usually
me
the
feel
trash
like-
gets released like beginning of the year, dude. Honestly, like I don't know if pandemic
Because
threw
it's
that
got
off.
a very similar storyline to like Sound of Metal, which is a award nominated this season at least. Just a returning soldier PTSD story,
typical.
Yeah.
but I don't know. It looks
It
really
is.
good.
It is. I
looks really good.
I've seen the entire movie.
But I don't know if I'm just basing that on I've only seen Tom Holland do kind of campy shit and not a serious role like this.
If you've seen that other one, the one that I
Southern
told
one?
you, the Southern one, what was that called? The Devil
Devil,
Devil All
the Time or
Devil
something?
within us,
Devil All the
Time.
There we go.
Yeah. That was the first movie that I saw that he plays a serious role. So I
True that.
already felt that from him, and that was also a good movie that's worth a watch.
And that was released last year. Could have been nominated. Didn't make it.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying like these are, Oscar nominated movies,
I'm not saying it can't be. I'm wondering if like Apple is rushing it just to have some shit on the fucking
I don't know, man.
docket,
just
to have shit to show.
Possibly, but it doesn't matter. Like whether he's nominated for an award, we got some good movies, and
Yeah, for sure.
A great performance from Tom Holland, and I honestly cannot wait to see how he because we don't know how far his career is gonna go, but Tom Holland is starting to show a little bit more than just the campy shit from the Marvel universe and Spider-Man and all that. You can tell like he's starting to get more of those roles, and he's really starting to fill in and take advantage of those roles. So even after his time at Marvel, I can see him branching off into other things.
Dude's got chops.
Yeah,
that's clear.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see it because I knew nothing. I had never seen anything or heard of Tom Holland prior to Spider-Man. And now he's starting to come out in a lot of shit, and
that's actually what I'm looking.
I'm
up
excited
now.
for
like,
the kid. I'm excited for the kid.
Before Spider-Man,
probably a lot of small stuff.
What did he come out? He came out in Civil War.
Yeah. These are
that.
like before Marvel. The better question.
He was a little kid in some shit.
Yeah, not a lot.
Nothing. Yeah.
Oh, he was in The Impossible.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. He was in that. Yep. And that was his second movie. I think he played really Matt Damon's son.
Because before that is just voice.
I think he played Matt Damon's son in that, right? Oh no. Is it Matt Damon? Ewan McGregor. Yep.
Ewan McGregor, yeah. That was a great movie.
It was. It was about the tsunami, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
So I don't know. He's been in a lot of good stuff, he's been in a few movies, but nothing huge. And The Lost City of Z, I remember that. I remember thinking of that, like wanting to watch it and never watching it. With Charlie Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam and Rob Pattinson.
I have that on Plex, and I still haven't seen it.
It was a movie that I meant to watch years and years ago and never got around to watching it.
Mm-hmm.
But Charlie Hunnam and Rob Pattinson, I'm down to watch it. I'll probably go back to that.
It's only 5 years old.
I'll go back to watch that.
He's like, years and years
I mean, 5 years.
ago,
5 years is very easy for that shit to just get dug deep and never watch that shit again.
Absolutely.
Because it was and that was even after Civil War. So even then. Anyway, guys, do we have anything else to mention on this episode of the podcast?
Nothing that comes to mind. Just stoked for Snyder Cut.
It's been a good convo.
Yeah. So then you know what that means. It's the end of the episode. Shout out to
All for One. What's up?
thank you everybody for sticking with us this entire episode. If you're still here and you went through our I Care a Lot rant, we definitely appreciate you. Shout out to our affiliates. Don't forget atowel.com. Our people, fucking Critical Mass Podcast, Rocco and it's Dan, right?
Dan,
yep. Rocco and Dan
holding it down.
They're holding it down. All for One Media. The young bulls are doing a lot of crazy things outside of podcasts. The Green Room, TGR, outside of Canada. It's so many people. But guys, thank you sincerely for making it all the way through. Remember to rate, review, subscribe. Throw in a nice review for us on Apple Podcasts. And check us out on YouTube. Throw a review on there.
Word.
And subscribe.
Word.
Refer us to your peoples. But guys, we love you. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.